the living room. Chris, I don't know if you know, but you've got a cat in your lap. No?
I had noticed.
Did you know?
Yeah.
You are either plotting world domination or you're going to be Dr. Chris for a while.
Well, I'm going to be mysterious because I'm talking about something that's quite bizarre and quite confusing for a lot of people. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been overrun with a whole lot of letters, a whole lot of emails from people whose pets aren't behaving the way they should. They've kind of got it all wrong. We've had videos and pictures of cats behaving like dogs, dogs behaving like cats. So what we're talking about is pets with identity issues. So kind of like Bruce Jenner, only in the pet world. Maybe Bruce Jenner coming out like this has made it easier for everyone just to...
Maybe the animals are just letting go.
I think they now are, yeah, ready to make their own transformation.
So what have you seen?
Well, look, we've got a few interesting ones. I mean, first up, we've got Zoe the beagle. Zoe's one confused canine. Look, either channeling her in a cat or trying to get a cat in her. It's very much a cat behaviour. They don't even have the claws to do it properly. Then we've got Tippy from Adelaide. Look, Tippy's a cat who gets around the block by walking with her owner like a dog.
Oh.
Look, even more confused is Mr. Bitterman. Mr. Bitterman thinks he's a yoga instructor. He's got a mean downward dog, though. But to be honest, the most confused creature is actually sitting in my lap here right now.
Miguel.
That's most other shows. Xander here got in first, though. Look, Xander, obviously, look, he thinks he's a cat and he looks like a cat, but his behaviour, if you look at this, is very much dog-like. Xander drives around with his head out the window like a dog.
Wow.
He's actually just cruised past Liquorland there for a hair of the dog.
But I thought cats would have hated that wind in their face.
Well, they normally would, but Xander's very typical of all these animals we've seen. And it all comes down to one particular thing. It's called their socialisation period. So dogs and cats have a socialisation period which ends at about 13 weeks of age. During that time, they decide in their mind, based around their experiences and their upbringing, what's normal.
Really?
Yeah.
So for example, Xander would have seen a dog in a car?
Yeah, or spend a lot of time in cars and then got very used to being in cars, or spend a lot of time out you're looking out windows. So whatever you experience as a pet at that time becomes your new normal. And you see it in cats that spend a lot of time around dogs as kittens, they become quite dog-like. And dogs that spend a lot of time around cats become quite cat-like. So they almost borrow each other's behaviours and that becomes their own personality. And once it's set, it's often very hard to break it.
Just a massive question. How Zanda can drive without looking at the road?
Xander was...
He was like
Never
this.
mind, Chris. Yeah. Never mind.
So should I explain?
No, don't worry.
But before we finish up, we've got a few pet shaming videos. I know you love to pet shame.
Show me, show me, show me.
First up, we've got Lily and Maya who, you know, they ate the garage door. The issue, though, as far as they're concerned, isn't so black and white.
Oh, aren't they beautiful?
And finally, Bones. You're going to love Bones. Bones the dog thinks winter is wonderful, so much so that Bones made the lounge room a winter wonderland.
Oh.
With
is that
a bean
the stuffing
bag.
from a bean bag?
It is.
Wow.
Yep.
They don't sweep up easily.
No.
I'd be sweeping that dog out the door. Beanbag staying, the dog's going. Does your pet have an identity crisis? We'd love to hear about it on Twitter. Just use #TheLivingRoom.